Welcome to Trivia Tangents, the podcast where we turn everyday passions into surprising trivia deep dives. I'm your host, Lena, and each week I quiz a friend on something they know way too much about, turning everyday passions into trivia gold. We all know that on trivia night, the bigger the team, the better you'll play. That's why I bring the team together here on Trivia Tangents. So get ready for some fun facts you'll definitely want for your next trivia night. In this episode, I interview Aumi. She's best known for being a kick-ass instructor at Core 40 with themed classes like Pitbull, EDM, and House. Core 40 is a Lagree fitness studio, and Aumi explains the difference between Lagree and traditional Pilates. It was so interesting for me to learn more about Aumi's journey into Lagree overall, and I think many other people will relate to the need for low-impact workouts due to high cortisol levels. I know I do. I loved talking with Aumi about how she preps for her classes, and it brought me back to my teaching days at Bar 3, where I taught 2 to 3 classes a week and put my heart and soul into making fire playlists. I had a lot of fun quizzing Aumi on where Lagree started, how much Megaformer machines cost, and which celebs do Lagree. Enjoy the episode! Hi, Aumi! Welcome to the podcast!
Excited to be here. Honored.
I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today. I feel like it's been a long time coming.
I know, I was jealous. I saw Hannah and I was like, oh, it's my turn now.
Yes. Yes, I feel like I'm so lucky I have so many friends that have such interesting hobbies, and like every single one of my friends is super talented in one specific thing. So I have a plethora of people to have on the podcast, and I'm really excited today to talk to you more about Pilates. So Aumi Mommy, I like to call her, introduced me to Lagree Pilates through Core 40, and this is the studio where she now teaches.
Yep, full circle. Just to clarify, Lagree and Pilates are different.
Yes.
Yeah, because technically Core 40 is just Lagree. So Lagree is, just to sum it up, it's low impact and high resistance. So that's why you have a lot of runners and stuff doing the class, because it's heavy weights, but it's really easy on the joints because you're going super slow. You're not
Yeah.
bouncing around doing jumping jacks, things like that, because running's so high impact.
Yeah.
But then classical Pilates, I don't know if people are familiar with, I don't know if your followers are SF Bay Area, is for example, that movement Pilates place on Union Street where they do classical, where it's more stretching and not as it's still low impact, but it's not high resistance.
Mhm.
So it's more stretching. It's still a hard workout. It's just different intensities, I would say.
Yeah,
So
that's good to know.
yeah, just
At-
because people are always Pilates, and it's no, it's not Pilates. It's similar because the machines are similar, but we're working on a Megaformer. I don't
Yeah.
know what the machine of, I think it's just a reformer. I know it sounds similar, but yeah, just clarification.
Okay, so throughout this episode, should I just call it Lagree?
Yeah, I think Lagree
Okay.
would be. But see, people don't know what that is though. So if you say Pilates,
Right.
they'll be like, oh yeah, the machine, or you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So that's why even it's confusing, because on ClassPass, they don't even have a Lagree category. So we're technically in the Pilates category. So when people
Mm.
come to class, they think they're taking Pilates, but we're like, no, it's Lagree, even though I could see why you're confused.
That makes sense.
Fun
I
fact.
did not know that. Fun
I
fact.
know. I didn't until I became an instructor, so it's
Yeah.
really hard distinction.
Yeah, like I understand, I know that Pilates and Lagree Pilates or Lagree are completely separate. They have a different distinction, but I didn't realize that we should just be calling it Lagree. So that's
Mhm.
what I'll do throughout the rest of this episode.
Yeah, no worries. No, I just wanted to I was like, I'm not sure if Lena knows that, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
sit there, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that either.
good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wanted to start before we get into the sections, specifically with trivia. I think it would be nice to start with a little warm up, hot
Okay.
take question.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Ami, hot take, sticky socks or bare feet in class?
So I actually prefer bare feet, but hygienic wise, I know it's gross, even though we do wipe the machines down and clean them. So I feel like every hygienically wise sticky socks, but if we're talking if it was my own machine at home, totally bare feet. because I like
Yeah.
feeling it with, like, my toes. I know it sounds weird, but it's
Mhm.
just, like, and I have better grip,
Yeah.
so
I'm with you.
yeah.
I like bare feet. The sticky socks make it slippery for me, actually.
Yeah. No, it definitely is, and, like but the thing is at most studios, it's a requirement to have the sticky socks.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to Body Rock, they won't let you on the machine unless you, like, buy their socks. A
Wow.
lot of places in LA are like that too, but, like, Core 40, we're not like that, but we've gotten a lot of class pass reviews from people being upset if they see people barefoot, so just I recommend, like, buying, like, 1 pair of socks or something, just yeah, hygiene.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. For people listening, we do wipe down the machines,
We
like, they
do,
pass
yes,
out
and we give
wipes.
more than 1 wet wipe, like
Yeah, the when they instructors only give me 1, I'm like, "Come on, I need 2." Yeah, Aumi is a star instructor, we love it.
oh my god.
Okay, so we have 3 sections to cover today.
Okay.
First, the origins of Lagree. Second, Megaformer money.
Mm,
And third, celeb cult following.
great sections.
Yes, I'm excited. Are you ready for question 1?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Section 1, the origins of Lagree. Trivia question 1. The very first Lagree studio opened behind what kind of establishment? A. Restaurant. B. Nike store. C. Coffee shop. Or D. Yoga studio.
It opened behind one of these establishments?
Yes.
Was the first studio can I ask, like, was it in LA?
Yes, it
It
was
was
in LA.
LA. Yeah, because that's where the HQ is. I know
Mm.
that. Behind a Nike store?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. I've uh, yeah,
It was a restaurant. It's okay.
interesting.
But
Okay.
do you know about Sebastian Lagree?
Oh, do I? Yeah, we all have access to his, he actually follows me on Instagram.
Wait, stop. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I've never met him in person, but, like, yeah, like, we have access to his, like, on-demand, like, teaching thing, so, like, you see, like, instructors of Lagree can like, see all the videos he posts and stuff,
Yeah.
and, like, I follow him on Instagram and stuff, but, yeah, he seems like a cool dude, he's just busy because he is traveling around the world, like, going visiting studios and stuff, but
Yeah.
and he's also has, like, so many different machines he's coming up with. That's, like, the interesting part too is, like, if you go to, like, a Core 40 studio and then a different Lagree studio, like, we'll have probably different names of moves, and also, like,
Mhm.
each studio has, like, their own specific lists of movements. So not
Mhm.
necessarily so if you're doing, like, a move at, like, another place in LA, like, it might not be a Core 40 official move. Like, it depends on the owners of what they wanna do, and they can kind of regulate that.
Oh, that's confusing. Like, I would prefer to have consistent naming
Well, our
nomenclature.
naming actually goes by what Sebastian does,
Good.
but,
Good.
like, we don't but there's so many moves and, like, variation and they always, like, evolve moves, so it's
Yeah.
like some studios don't evolve and
Yeah. But for the listeners and, for myself, Sebastian Lagree was something completely new to me. I had no idea who he was. I didn't even know that this Lagree method was named after a person. I mean, that makes sense, but I just had no idea. So I'm really glad I obviously looked it up and learned a lot of new things for this episode. So let me give a little mini deep dive on Sebastian, and then I have some specific discussion questions for you, Ami Mommy. So, Sebastian Lagree started weightlifting at age 13 and later moved from France to Los Angeles in 1998. And he moved over there to pursue acting. Along the way, he became a personal trainer and got certified in Pilates. And he noticed his clients were getting faster, better results with a unique blend of training that he was informally developing. Later in 2001, he opened his first Lagree fitness studio in his tiny apartment tucked behind the popular Ivy restaurant in LA. So that's the answer to the trivia question. And then by 2003, he had a commercial space attracting celebrity clients. By 2006, he released the Proformer, the very first piece of Lagree specific equipment. Obviously, demand skyrocketed, leading to licensing and eventually the creation of the now iconic Megaformer, which first released in 2010. Today, Lagree is known as, like Ami said, high intensity, low impact, full body muscular endurance training, a method all its own. completely separate from Pilates. So, Ami, what drew you to Lagree specifically? Was it like the workout itself? Was it the culture, the equipment?
I'll take it back a notch. I wasn't a very, like, athletic person growing I rode horses, and I studied abroad, like, my senior year of college in Australia, and I got really into, like, F45, which is, like, those really high impact, high intensity workouts. I really liked it, but one thing I noticed was, like, I was, like, trying to lose a little bit of weight, and, like, I just, like, wasn't losing weight even though I was, like, doing everything, like, right, so I went to kind of, like, a dietitian person or an acupuncturist, I forget what it was, just like a holistic wellness person, and we did a
Yeah.
bunch of tests, and she was like, you don't do well with high impact workouts because your cortisol levels are through the roof even when you're
Mhm.
sleeping, so you're just constantly stressed, your body's in fight or flight mode, it's holding on to fat, and, like, that's why you can't lose weight because your body's just constantly stressed and, like, trying to, like, hold on to fat for, like, energy. So
Yeah.
that's why I wasn't losing any weight, and so she was like, "You need to do more, like, low impact workouts, like walking or, like." So I was like, "But I really like, working out, like, I wanna." Like, she was like, "You can lift weights, but, like, not anything crazy," and I'm not really a gym person because I
Mhm.
really want to be, but the problem is if I go to gym, I'll diddle-daddle for, like, 3 hours at a time, and, like, I don't and I have to, like,
Yeah.
think about counting reps or doing so I just, like, didn't like that. So then I did research and I found Lagree because I was like, "Oh, it's great." It's like it was really blowing up, like, 5 years ago when that one I forget who that famous person was that went to the Met and they were like that iconic line, they were like, "What do you do?" And she's like, "Oh, I do Lagree," and everyone was like started, like, jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, let me do research," and I saw Core 40 had, like, 5 studio or, like, 4 studios at the time in SF. I was like, "Let me try it," and I just, like, fell in love, like, the
Yeah.
results, like, it was so hard the first 10 classes, like, I didn't know the names of things, like, I would just look at
Mhm.
people, and I was just, like, really overwhelmed, but after you get over that hurdle of, like, 10 classes, like, the results were insane. I lost, like, 25 pounds, I got
Oh
so,
my
like,
god.
toned, like, it was also just, like, mental it was great because it was only 40 minutes, so, like, I knew
Yeah.
I was, like, getting out, like, going in and out at a specific time, I didn't have to think about the workout, like, the music was great, like,
Mhm.
I just, like, really loved it, and I did it for years, and then, like, I went through a breakup last year, and, like, for, like, a year or 2 before that, I was, like, thinking about becoming an instructor, but it was one of those things I was like, "Oh, like, I'll do it, like, whenever
Mhm.
the time comes." And then, like, I went through my breakup and I was like, "Okay, I want a hobby." So then
Yeah.
I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna bite the Band-Aid off or whatever, pull the Band-Aid off and
Yeah.
do it, finally do it." And yeah,
Yeah.
how I got
Bite
into
the bullet, rip the Band-Aid.
yeah, bite the bullet, rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah. I love that. I'm so glad you went for it. Teaching is something was really fun for me, and I can see how much joy it brings you too.
Yeah.
So what was teacher training like? What did it entail? How long did it take?
Okay, there's 2 parts to it. So the first part is the certification part, and the certification is actually, like, the easy part. It was just so they had someone from the Lagree HQ in LA fly down for 2 weekends. And
Oh,
so it was all day Saturday and Sunday for 2 weekends, and it was literally just, like, going through each move very specifically.
wow.
Yeah, and then you were just, like, in a room on the machines and, like, just, like, practicing the moves. And that was the first weekend, and then the second weekend was more like what cueing is like, transitions, like, musicality, stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
putting it all together type of thing, and then that was that, though. And then the hard part, though, is, like, I call it the, like, mentorship part, which takes, like that's kind of at your own pace. The one thing that was really nice about Core 40 specifically was they'll hire everyone that, like, does their training. It just depends on how quickly you get there. So, like, I was pretty quick, like, it took maybe, like, 10 weeks total, which I know doesn't sound quick, but, like, if you think about it for Lagree, like, you have to kinda be in the studio using the machine, whereas,
Mhm.
like, when you're learning yoga or something, like, you can do it in your living room, but, like,
Right.
you have numbers on the machine, like, you need to practice cueing, your transition times, things like that, practice on the mic, like,
Yep.
everything or, like, like, things like that. So it took, like, 10 weeks of that, but what that part was like was we were just sending in videos in the first part, and then you
Mhm.
would get feedback from the lead instructor and
At the Lagree HQ?
No, not at the Lagree. The Lagree HQ lady was just there for the certification part. You got your certificate,
Oh.
and also the pricing was different. So, like, if you knew you wanted to teach at that, like, Core 40, for example, it was cheaper. But if you just wanted the certification to be able to teach at any other Lagree studio, it would be more expensive.
That makes sense because, like, obviously Core 40, if you take their training, they want you. Like,
Yeah.
they've invested in you. They want you as the instructor
No,
at their
exactly,
studio.
and I think, like, if I have any advice for people out there, like, you should definitely, like, do your certification of where you want
Mhm.
to teach, because even if you get that certification at Core 40 and you're like, "Oh, well, I wanna go teach at X Core," they might put you through additional training regardless of, like,
Mhm.
even if you're, like, a seasoned instructor at another studio, you still have to get because like I said, the names are sometimes different between studios, the way they do their routines, it might not be a 40-minute, it might be 60 minutes, or it's just, like, different studios have different guidelines.
Yeah.
So I recommend if you know there's somewhere you wanna teach, you should, like, do it there, and, like, my one piece of advice I wish I did before was you should start, like, working front desk for any studio you want, so then you could, like, learn more about, like, instructor life and stuff like that, and, like, you get the same benefits of free classes and things like that, so I recommend if you don't know if you wanna do it, work front desk.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, so then certification was 2 weekends. The mentorship part was, like, 10 weeks, so that included, like, they would ask us to, like, bring a friend to the studio and record ourselves, like, a video
Mhm.
recording of, like, us teaching someone, and then we would send it to just not the Lagree HQ people, but, like, the head trainers that are leading the training at, like, Core 40, like, just locally, and
Yeah.
then they would review it, and either they'd give you feedback, and then they would tell you, like, "Okay, we need another video, like, redo it," or then you get moved on to the next step, which we called what do we call them? Demos. So a
Mm.
demo would be where that lead instructor would come in person, you invite 5 or 6 of your friends, it's just, like, 5 people, it's like half a class or something,
Mhm.
and they watch you teach a full class to these 5 people, and then if you don't pass that, you basically have to redo that, but if you do
Mm.
pass, then you do a community class, and community classes are actually public facing, so they're on the website, they're free to the public. So look
Yep.
out if you see a community class that's someone in training, and that's like their first official class. But mind you, we
Yeah.
don't get paid for any of this. This is all free
Okay.
still. And then if you pass the community, then you officially come on the schedule and get paid and sign paperwork.
Yeah.
If you don't pass, you just redo it, and what's really nice
Yeah.
about Core 40 is, like, they will, like, get you on the schedule as no matter how many takes it like, times it takes. The one thing that has been annoying that I've been noticing for some people is, like, it's just hard scheduling those demos and communities because it has to work with, like, the lead instructor's schedule as well, and it
Mhm.
can't interfere with other class times, and the other hard
Mhm.
part was, like, practicing, like, Lena, I think you remember, like, I could only do it at, like the only times we would be able to use the studio would be, like, between, like, I don't know, like, 1 PM and 3 PM during the week, which was, like, if you have
Yep.
a 9 to 5, that's not doable, or, like, weekends, like, Saturdays after 2 PM, or, like,
Yeah.
Friday or, like, Monday through Friday, like, after 8 PM.
Yeah. I
So
remember the after 8 p.m. invites, and I was like, "I don't know if I can make it
no,
that late."
it was insane, so that was, like, the really difficult part was figuring out those times, but the good news is, like, you're not alone, like, a lot of the girls at
Right.
least at Core 40, they all have 9 to 5s, like, this isn't their main source of income, so it's more of a, like, fun hobby that everyone's getting
Yeah.
into, so you're kind of all in the same boat, so those girls, like, are willing to come at those times too.
Trivia question 2. How much does an M3S Megaformer machine cost?
I don't really know what that is, but I can guess it's probably, like, $15,000, 10 to 15,000.
Yeah, that's really, really, really close.
They're expensive.
Basically, I saw online it's listed at $18,025. But then the, like, discounted price was, like, 12,000.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's a
I
thing
guess
for a certified if you bought the, like, method, maybe it's cheaper.
yeah, or if you buy them in bulk or something, like, each one is
Yeah.
cheaper. But, basically, this is according to pilatesmatters.com. I don't even know if that's, like, I mean, I think it's legit, but I don't know if it's, like, backed by, like, Lagree specifically, but I will link it below so you guys can fact check me if you want.
Oh, they're expensive.
Regardless of if that's the exact one, they're freaking expensive. So, M3S Megaformer is, like, the Megaformer that we use in class, basically. It has a smooth carriage, a resistance springs, and like we said, costs a whopping $18,025 US dollars. So basically, it's the Ferrari of fitness machines. And given this price point, it's no wonder that individual Lagree classes run like 30, 35, sometimes $40 a session. I think Core 40 is $35 a session. And what you're paying for isn't just the awesome instructors, it's also the highly engineered machine, the licensing format, which is something that I learned about, and then also, like, boutique studio environment that we all know and love. And then something that might surprise people is that some studios, including Core 40, instructors do have to pay for classes when they're not scheduled to teach, but at least you guys do get a discount, right?
Yeah, so we do get if so basically like we also have like each class like yes is $35 if you're just buying individually, but we offer
Right.
discounts if you buy in 10 packs or if you want the
Yeah.
unlimited. If you sign a longer contract, it's cheaper month by month, which a lot of people do.
Mhm.
And so for us, the unlimited like, okay, I'm just gonna guess, I don't know, I haven't looked at the prices, but, like, for a client, it's usually around, like, 250 a month for the unlimited,
Yeah.
but for instructors, it's 99,
Oh, that's
and then
great.
yeah, which isn't bad, but the thing is, like, if I don't do that, I get and so since I don't d pay for a membership, I get 5 free classes a month, which isn't bad,
Oh, that's good.
and we're able to drop into classes for free.
Okay, if there's space.
Yeah, if there's space. So because basically how it works is like if you cancel within 12 hours, you get charged a late cancel fee.
Yes.
But also I don't think don't quote me on this, I don't think they move someone off a wait list within that 12-hour period because obviously like what if that person like plans change. So like
Mhm.
someone that can late cancels, like that could be an open spot for someone. Granted, clients get first, like if there's a client that's on the wait list and shows up to class, like they can take that empty spot. But let's say a lot of the times though, like just an insider take, I've been able to almost drop into every single class that I've been to because there's always at least one machine free, which is
Yeah.
nice. So
That's great.
we don't have a grace period. So like
Yeah.
if class starts at 12, it starts at 12. I get dibs on the machine even if you show up 12:01 and you signed up for the class, like, instructors on the mic, sorry, like, that's our
Yeah.
policy, like, we that's just how it is, and a lot of clients get, like, really upset about that, but there's, like, nothing we can do at that point, so
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. When I was a Bar 3 instructor, all classes for me were free if I took someone
oh,
else's
honey, it's
classes.
all free.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like it's an interesting part of, like, the Core 40 instructor experience that not everyone knows about, but it's really good to know that you guys get, like, 5 free classes a month. It's discounted, and then you can, like, drop in. I think it also highlights how Lagree instructors are constantly training and investing in their own growth. Like you said, you go to different studios, and you're investing in yourself outside of your own teaching hours.
Yeah,
So,
and we don't get
yeah.
paid for, like, the routines and playlists we make every week, like, we don't get paid
Yeah,
for any of that, so, yeah. Appreciate your instructors a little bit more because they don't get paid.
exactly.
Yeah, like I said, we get paid, like, I think Core 40 pays better than yoga does, but it's still, like, a lot of background work that, like because personally, I take a lot of pride in my playlists and my
I
routines, and
know.
I don't know if, like, instructors feel the same way, but when I'm, like my transitions are very intentional move to move, and I change it up every week, I want it to be because I get a lot of the same people every week, so
Mhm.
you need to keep it, like, fun and exciting, and
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know how much work goes into that. So, what's your process for preparing for classes? Like, especially you mentioned music playlist and routines.
oh my
How does
god.
that prep go?
Well, I'm known specifically for doing a lot of themes.
Yeah,
So this kinda comes into play with, like, pay. I don't know if you wanna get into it, but
sure.
basically, like so I teach 4 classes back to back on Mondays.
My God.
What's really nice is so I get paid that whole 4-hour or, like, 4-ish hour block, which is really nice, and then but we get $1 per person that takes our class. There's
Oh.
incentive for us instructors to fill our classes, and one way I do that is I do like, theme classes do really well, so that's why I
Yeah.
do a lot of themes, and also it helps with playlist making, it makes it easier because if I'm like, I wanna do a Pitbull theme, I just play all Pitbull music, and, like,
Yeah.
it's easy, it's actually easier than you think, but yeah, and then, like but if I'm doing, like, a generic playlist, like, we're told to actually play, like, a lot of EDM and house. Occasionally, I'll do rap, but I personally like EDM house too, so it's not very different for me, but I usually start with a slower song, and then it just builds throughout the playlist, and then, like, at the end is kind of my most upbeat song, because people are
Mhm.
tired,
Mhm.
motivating. And then recently, Core 40 has been instructing us to set intentions for class. So,
Yes.
I actually do, like, my first song is, like, a just, like, instrumental just to,
Mhm.
like, get people, like, in the vibe, like, setting their intentions and just slowly easing them into it. So that's kinda how I do it for playlists, and then for routines, I have a Google sheet that's, like, chaotic. I have literally I could it's, like, literally 70 tabs because I've never repeated a routine, which is crazy,
That's
but
really impressive.
it's nice because then I can see, like, what it's in order of, like, what I've done week by week, so I can be like, "Oh, like, yeah, I haven't done this move in a while, so I'm gonna, like,
Yeah.
put that into the program," and then I color code it because we have a very specific setup for how we do our routines.
So how long does it take you to, like, prep for a class, though?
It could take me, like, 30 minutes to program it. Just
Yeah.
because I have all my old, like, routines, and also I've been doing it for a while, I know
Mhm.
how many minutes each thing should be.
Yeah, I remember when you were training, like, you mentioned that you have to have, like, a timer. You have to have a little stopwatch thing, and, like, you have to have that, or you can have it on your watch, but, like, either way, you have to have something to keep track. When I was an instructor at Bar 3, I memorized all my routines because, like, at Bar 3, the instructor does everything with you. Like, you are taking the class with everyone else, so you don't have time to, like, look at a piece of paper, but I basically memorized it, like, with the music, and that the music really helped keep me on cue. But speaking of music, does anyone ever come up to you after class saying, like, "Can you share that playlist? That was amazing."
Yeah. I mean, I've had a few of those. A lot of my actually, the ones that people love the most are my throwbacks with a twist that are like the
Ooh.
EDM of like, yeah, so that one I've gotten a lot of comments on. But yeah, it doesn't happen that often. I mean, because I get like kind of the same people every week, so they
Yeah.
just like they know I'm gonna play good music. They never
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've been noticing a lot more saves on my playlist. So I'm like, are people just like, because I'm
Oh,
like my name's pretty unique. So I'm like, I wonder if they just like look for my playlist and they find it and are secretly saving it.
I love
But
that. They probably are.
yeah, but I've gotten, like, pretty good feedback. It's funny, I have a funny story, though, like, one of the instructor, because I read ClassPass reviews even though I know it's probably not good for my mental health because some people are brutal on there,
Yeah.
but there was, like, one ClassPasser, I guess, was saying that one of the instructors, I don't know who, was, like, playing Disney songs the entire class,
Oh, and they didn't
and,
like
like,
that?
oh my god, they hated it, and, like, it was bad, but I don't know, I don't know what happened, but I'm like, "Okay, we don't play Disney music,"
I
or it's, like, very
Yeah.
controversial.
If you're gonna play Disney music, you need to, like, advertise it. This is a Disney-themed class. Like,
Yeah, there was
you should
no
expect
theme,
Disney music.
but I don't think people wanna be listening it's, like, kind of like if I was to play country music, like, no one's gonna really wanna work
Yeah,
out to country
right.
music.
It's interesting that they let you guys pick whatever you want, because when I was at Bar 3, like, there is a list of approved songs,
Oh,
like a
really?
Spotify playlist, like, approved songs you can use, and you couldn't, like, stray from that, basically.
Oh, no, we're allowed to pick anything, which is nice. It's just we're not allowed to use, like, profanity or, like, controversial people, like P. Diddy
Mm,
or, like, things like that.
yeah.
They're not as strict about it, they do just, like, want us to play, like, EDM and house. I have
Mhm.
done rap ones, but I've, like, made it themed, and people actually loved my Drake-themed class, so I
Yeah.
think I might, like, do more of those. I haven't done one of those in a while.
So this section was about, megaformers, so I had to ask, have you ever had to troubleshoot a megaformer, like, mid-class? Was there any, like, sort of fire that you had to put out, like, metaphorically, obviously, with a
Yeah.
megaformer?
Honestly, like, the biggest thing that happens listen up, people. Don't take your springs off when the machine is opened, okay? Make sure
Yeah.
you see all the springs before you change them. Because I think the biggest thing is when, like, people are in a move, like, especially off the back, they're like, "Oh, this is heavy." They take a yellow off, but it takes the spring completely off, which isn't the worst thing, and that's so easy to fix. And, like, usually we don't have to fix it during class because there's enough yellows for them to use for the rest of the class, so I just fix that in between classes. But
Yeah.
like, nothing bad where someone, like, wasn't able to, like, do the class, which is
That's
nice.
good. I feel like it's mostly intuitive, but yeah, they always make sure to remind us, like, do not take the springs off while they're being used.
Mhm.
Fully go, what is it, to the back,
No,
and
it's
then
front,
to the
yeah.
front, sorry, to the front, and then it's not being, like, pulled on tension, and then you can take it off,
I
or
mean, the
else you're gonna get,
easiest
like, a
way to remember
whiplash.
is just make sure you see all the springs before you change it. That's
Yes.
how I explain it to new people, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay." Usually people don't do it. It's actually funny, it's not even the new people that, like, forget to do it, it's, like, the people that have been coming every week, and I'm like, "You know this, okay?
They're, like, trying to show
Let's
off.
remember." Yeah, I know our brain isn't working, I know we're disassociating, it's okay, we've done that. But yeah, it's not the end of the world when the spring comes off, that's so easy to
Yeah.
fix.
Okay, so question 3 is a little bit different.
Okay.
It's not multiple choice, it's not true or false. It's basically just name as many as you can. And I don't think you can get this wrong because, like, obviously there are probably some celebrities who do agree that we don't know about, but
Yeah.
I just picked like the most influential people, I guess.
Ooh, okay.
So, question 3, Ami, name as many celebrities as you can that have shared their experience with Lagree.
I wish I remember that lady at the Met that I was telling you about earlier.
Mhm.
I remember, is it with an L, Lorraine or I don't know, something L?
I don't
Um,
have someone with an L on here, but
okay,
maybe.
no worries. I don't know people that do agree. Miley Cyrus? I'm just gonna guess.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think who I've seen, like, Love Island cast members do
Oh,
solid
really?
work. Yeah, so I'm gonna say maybe, like, the season 6 USA Love Island, like, Kendall, Kenny, and, like, Rob from Love Island of last year, the
Yeah.
US, but that was, like, one class. You're talking about people that consistently do it, huh?
Yeah. It's okay if you can't think of
Yeah.
any. I can
I know
name a few.
Corporate Natalie, I was telling you, that's, like, a Bay Area
Yeah.
she, like, does all those funny corporate, like, TikTok meme
Yeah,
stuff.
she's so funny.
Yeah, she's really funny. House Chris is another, like, local Bay Area influencer that, like, does
Okay.
but I don't know if those were, like, celebrity. I don't know, Kardashians?
Yes. Okay, good job.
No?
Finally. Kim Kardashian.
She does?
Yeah, she
Oh,
does, along with
Kim, take my class if you're listening.
oh my
Corporate
god.
Sally, Monday nights.
She probably has her own machine at home.
No. Hey, fly me over, Kim, I'll give you a private. I'll bring the
She's gonna
vibe.
play the best music for
I
you.
won't play Kanye for you,
Yeah,
okay?
don't play Kanye. So we also have Gwyneth Paltrow, Meghan Markle, Sofia Vergara, Jennifer Aniston, Vanessa Hudgens, and even Michelle Obama.
Oh, all queens.
Yes, all of the above, probably more. I'll link the article that I got this from. But obviously, Lagree has become the go to workout for celebs, especially since it started in LA. That makes sense. And, you know, these people are busy. They want a good workout in under an hour, and Lagree usually is under an hour. Meghan Markle reportedly did Lagree in LA before becoming royalty. Obviously, Kim K and Sofia Vergara yeah, I'm saying that right, swear by the Megaformer for glutes and core. And like I said, even Michelle Obama has given Lagree a shout out. And so, with so many influential names behind it, Lagree has gone from cult favorite to mainstream fitness. But the irony is that, you know, it's still relatively like underground compared to yoga or traditional Pilates, and sometimes even gets mixed up with traditional Pilates, like we said. I just think the, you know, boutique mystery of it all is like kind of part of the appeal. Like every Lagree studio I've seen is like kind of like hidden upstairs, or like you have to go through like a long hallway to get to it. So it still has that like sort of special like newness to it.
Yeah.
But
They're all
yeah,
even the machines are, like, all look slightly different. Like, if you even,
yeah,
like, our marina studio, like, you've seen it, Lena, remember how they
yeah.
changed, like, the foot pads or, like, they have those, like, K bars?
Yes.
Like, we still have the C and T bars at the other studios, and, like,
I like the C and T
even, like,
bars
Body
better.
Rock has different, like, Solid Core, they have different, so it's just, like
Mhm.
it's like they all have their own personality, it's all not gonna be the same. Like, I remember I
Yeah.
went to, like, a studio, Lagree studio in LA, and they were calling different, like, moves, like, after hand or, like, sushi rolls, and I was like, "What
What?
are we doing?" Like, "This is a kneeling crunch, okay? This is not a Dragon King roll, like, crunch. Like, what are you what are you"
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy, so I'm just like
That's so weird.
I was like, "Okay, is this
I'm
real?"
not trying
I don't
to
know.
do a workout move that's named after food because that's gonna make me hungry, and I don't wanna
Like,
think about that
yeah.
when I'm working out.
So, I don't know, but it's just, like it's interesting when you start going to different, like, studios, you notice, like, you're not gonna get the same thing everywhere, and I just
Yeah.
recommend finding a studio that, like, works best for you, finding the instructors, the machines, the vibe, the community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you've really built a community. You have regular people who take your class, you have
yeah.
friends who are also instructors. Can you tell us a story of, like, when one of your clients have seen you out, quote, unquote, "in the wild"?
Yeah, it's actually funny because like, a lot of my regulars at Hayes, because 'cause I've been teaching there for, like, 6 months now, it's,
Mhm,
like, all the same people, like, we know each other's names, they follow me on Instagram, we hang out outside of, like, the studio, so it's just, like, I love the community, especially well, that's just, like, me with my friends, like, there's some
mhm.
instructors I don't know are as friendly or not, I don't know what the vibe is, but at least for me, it's been, like, very community oriented, which I love. There
Yeah.
was this one time this is a funny story. I've actually, like, never really run into clients out in public, but there was this one time, it was during the Union Street Fair that happened earlier this year. I was at bus stop on Union Street, and I was, like, in the bathroom with a friend, and this girl comes out of the bathroom stall because I think she was hearing my voice, and
Mhm.
she was like, "You're my Lagree instructor," or, like, she said, "Pilates instructor." And I was like and I didn't recognize her, and I was like, "Oh, you've taken my, like, Core 40 class?" She's like, "Yes, weren't you the one that did that Valentine's Day theme class?" She was like, "Look, I'm wearing the claw clip right now," because I gave her little claw clips as a goodie bag, and I was like,
Aw.
"Oh, yeah," and, like, I don't work at the marina studio anymore, I just solely work at Hayes, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like, I miss your classes, like, blah, blah,
Oh.
blah, like, I wanna follow you on Instagram, let's be friends," and I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" So it's just, like, funny because I was like, all the other girls in the bathroom were just so confused, like, "Who is this girl?" And I was like, "I'm a teacher."
She's a
Pop star moment.
celeb.
No,
I
it was
love that star moment, and for
yeah,
people who are not familiar with SF, the bus stop is a bar. It's not
yeah,
actually a bus stop.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I should've yeah, it's a
No,
bar.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So, now that you're on the other side of the room, leading instead of taking the class,
Yeah.
has your relationship with Lagree changed at all? Like, you know how people say if you work in an ice cream shop long enough, you eventually can't even stand the sight of ice cream? Does that ever happen with Lagree for you, or does teaching actually deepen your love for it?
It has definitely changed for me, like, I definitely don't do as many classes as I used to do.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a snob about it, and it's like, I love the instructors, I take their classes, but I'm like sometimes I'm like, "Why are we doing this?" Like, this transition like,
Like
I don't enjoy the workout as much anymore because I'm like, "Why are we doing this transition? We should be doing
yeah.
this transition instead." Or I'm like,
Like, you know
"Why
that
are
if
we"
you were teaching the class, you could do it better.
Yeah, like, not in a snobby way, or, like, sometimes I'm like, "Oh, wow, that was a really good class." Like, I still enjoy the classes, it's just, like, usually when I used to be taking Lagree classes, like, there was no thoughts here. I was just, like, thinking about the movement, my form and
Mhm.
stuff, and, like, now that I know it all, I'm, like, in teacher mode, like, "Oh, like, actually, I like this transition, I'm gonna keep that in my head for next class," or, like, I'm
Yeah.
not fully, like, present in, like, my workout, which sounds terrible, like, I'm still getting a good workout, it's just, like, a different brain switch.
I relate to that a lot because, like, when I was a Barre3 instructor, I took other people's classes, and sometimes I would find a move or a transition or a song or a sequence that I thought was brilliant, and I was like, "Okay, I need that in my class," and then the rest of the class, I was just trying to remember it rather than just focusing on, like mind body connection and being in the moment. And
Oh, yeah.
then also the other way, I would totally judge other instructors and be like, why did you do that? This was terrible.
Yeah, or, like,
So I get
it's just
it.
like they're talking too quietly in the mic or, like,
Yeah.
I hate when instructors have no variation in their voice and they're just
Yeah.
monotone. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "What's the point? Like, do you even enjoy doing this? I'm so sorry, but, like, you should not be an
Yeah.
instructor. Like, you sound miserable. Like, why would anyone wanna take this class?"
Yeah. You should help with auditions for Core 40 because I
Dude,
feel like you
I
have.
have actually told him, I was like, I would love, like, I know I'm not even at my year mark, but I told him, I was like, I would love to, like, help be, like, an
Yeah.
assistant or something. Because I do think one of the thing like, I do think we do a good job, like, training people and they get to that point, but we need to have personality in there, okay? Like,
Yep.
we don't like, one of the things, like, a lot of the ClassPass things we get is, like, it sounded like she was reading off a script or like we can't
Mm.
hear her or like everyone sounds the same and I'm like that's not I don't know I would love an instructor that has more personality and
Yeah.
knows less about like what they're doing than vice versa. Like do I think I know everything about Lagree? No. But like do I have some spunk and personality? Yes. Like that's why
For
people come
sure.
back to my classes. It's not because I'm necessarily like the hardest or like, do the coolest like transitions or know the most about the muscles. Like,
Yeah.
fake it till you make it. Just have a personality, be a people person, ask them about their days, like, be like, you just gotta have a personality. And like,
Yeah.
if you're just in it for
Totally.
the money and just for, yeah, just the money and just, a hobby, then you should not be doing this. Like, you need to like, people are paying for these classes. That's the other thing too that
Mhm.
I take to heart is, like, I would be upset if I was taking a class and someone was not, like, giving it their, like, 120%.
Yeah.
Like, the way I make sure I have my sleep, I'm, like, rested. I even do vocal exercises in the car before going to class. Like, it's
Wow.
like literally like a performance. I'm
Yeah.
channeling my Taylor Swift because she's, like, performing, especially for, like, yoga, like, I'm doing the whole routine, I have no mic in there, I'm, like,
Mhm.
yelling and, like, you just gotta, like, be on point, and that's what's
Yes.
gonna make the class better, and that's how you're gonna fill spots,
Yeah.
but
Totally.
anyway, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
really
I no.
passionate about that part because I'm just, like, I've taken a lot of classes lately that I'm just, like, it's just not hitting, like, I wanna take my
No, I
own
know.
class and experience it.
I know. I know what you
You ever
mean.
feel
I've
like
wanted.
that?
Oh, I felt like that. I wanna just take my own class because I
Yeah.
know that I bring my 110%. I have a bomb-ass playlist. I really thought through these sequences. Everything is well thought out and executed well. So I get that. And my biggest pet peeve with any class, any sort of class, is just like when the music is either too soft or
Mhm.
too loud. It has to be like just right. And I don't know. It's always hard for me to like decide after class if a teacher like wasn't great or if something there was something about the class I didn't really like. It's always hard for me to be, go up and tell them because I would rather just as an instructor, I would rather someone tell me to my face than like leave an anonymous review on ClassPass or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
hard, but
Like, a lot of people don't read the reviews, so we won't know
yeah.
sometimes unless you, like, check every week like me, like a psycho, so
What gives you that sense of purpose when you teach, especially on the tough days?
the people. I just honestly, it's not about the music, the routine, whatever. It's truly for me what gives me adrenaline, even if I'm, like, don't wanna teach that day and I'm, like, not feeling it. Once I'm in the room with the mic on, I just get this, like, adrenaline rush,
Mhm.
and, like, I just get like, even, like, after I teach, like, I'm in the car with the highest high because of, like, the people that, like, come up to you, like, are coming every week, like, specifically for my class, and they're telling me, like, "You're the only person that, like, I take your class," or, like, if I miss a Monday, they'll be like, "We didn't come because you weren't there," or just, like,
Oh,
the community it builds or just,
yeah.
like it's just, like, nothing I've ever experienced before, and especially when I was, like, going through my breakup in such a low like, I didn't have much of a community in SF, and now I have so many people that, like, love and care for me and, like, I care for them. It's just,
Mhm.
like, The most amazing thing, and I highly recommend if you're in a new area or you're like in your 20s or even 30s, like become an instructor. Like that's the best way to meet people and make new friends. And it truly is the people in the community that like
Yeah.
inspire me. Like that keeps
Yeah.
me going. Because trust me, there's days where I'm like, I want to quit. Like it's just so overwhelming with life. But
Uh-huh.
it truly is, and that's why I got my second certification on Hot 8 because I just love that community as well. Yeah, also just, like, be nice to your instructors, and also, like you were saying, like, give them constructive feedback. Because
Right.
sometimes when you just leave a ClassPass review of, like, 1 star with no comment, like, how are we supposed to get better? Or, like, I
Mhm.
had someone leave me a review being like, "Oh, like, great energy, but the arms were meh." It's like, how were the
Oh,
arms met? Like, what did you not like about them? What was not working? Was it too light?
yeah.
Like, was it bothering something? Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So just, like, we're humans, we make mistakes, but, like, know that we're not doing again, like I said, we don't get paid that well, so,
Yeah.
like, it's about the people, at least for me, so, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I feel like the instructors, like good instructors, really put in the time and energy to get to know their clientele and like even become friends with them and build a sense of community. And that's the reason why people return back to the classes
And the personality, and you know
and
what?
the
Even if you have a
personality.
personality, not everyone's gonna like you, trust me, I probably have haters too, but, like
Everyone who has haters like has 10 times more people that like the haters are like the 1% and then there's like 99%
yeah,
of the
exactly.
following like love you basically.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you're not gonna like, some people maybe like a more soft-spoken person, like,
Yeah.
great, we have people like, you just need to find that person that, like, resonates with you, and,
Mhm.
unfortunately, I'm not the quiet talker in class, like, I'm gonna maybe occasionally accidentally swear or, like, mess up or, like, I don't know, talk a little bit louder into the mic to really motivate you or, you
Yeah.
know.
I think this was you. I liked when we were doing like I think it was like the mermaid move and you were like, "Now bring your arm overhead and wave demurely like a mermaid." And at the time demure was like a trend on
Yeah.
TikTok. I
Oh my
loved
god,
that.
yeah. Or when I do squats, sometimes I'm like, pretend you're at a music festival, squatting over a porta potty where there's no toilet paper left, and everyone was looking
Oh,
at me like I was like, "But you get the image, right?" Like,
I
that's
can
what
relate. Yes, I know what that looks
I'm,
like.
like, out of pocket like that, so but people love it, some people hate, like, I don't know. Sometimes the Karens, they don't like my vibe, and I'm like, "Totally fair,"
I
you
don't
know?
want Karens in my class anyway.
Yeah, everyone's a critic.
Literally.
Also,
Awesome.
hot take, I actually like it when guys come to Lagree classes. You know how, like, people
Yeah.
say, like, "This is for the girls only?" No, I think it's so cool that you're doing, like,
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
out of your comfort zone and, like
It was invented by a man.
yeah, like, don't be like, let's all be inviting to men. Like, I don't even mind
Yeah.
if, like I get the whole grunting thing, like, yeah, maybe, like, calm down, but, like, it's a safe space for you. Like, I don't know, that's my other
Oh my
hot take.
god, everyone should be allowed to go, but yeah, I'm a grunter. I try not to. It's
You
just so
grunt?
hard sometimes. I have to like I'm like, you know, like, oh, it's just so hard. But I
Oh.
like I don't think people can hear me, but
Oh, I make,
it's
like,
hard.
really intense facial expressions because I shake a lot when I take Lagree classes, and I'm like
Yeah.
and then everyone's, like, looking at me, and I'm like, "How are you guys not dying? Are you not going
Yeah.
slow enough? Obviously, you're not going slow enough finding those slow twitch muscle fibers like I am over here.
Oh my god.
Let's go a little bit slower, Susie, okay?"
Is there anything that you would like to promote on the podcast?
I teach Mondays at Hayes Valley. If you guys wanna try my Core 40 classes, sorry, I'm gonna plug, 4:40
Love.
PM, 5:30 PM, 6:20 PM, and 7:10 PM on ClassPass, or you can buy directly via Core 40. Look for my name, it's gonna be Aumi Milani on there, not Ami Mommy, unfortunately, but it's Aumi Milani. But yeah, that's if you yeah, if you wanna
Cool.
come take my class, they're fun. Maybe Lena will be there, and we can all take class
Yeah.
struggle.
Yes. Thank you for listening to the show. This is Trivia Tangents, where we cover various trivia topics. We have new episodes released every Thursday, which I like to call Trivia Thursday. I'm Lena, and special thanks to our guest, Aumi, for sharing her awesome insights and trivia tangents about Lagree with us. Thanks for listening.
And learning.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star rating or thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and share with a friend. For bonus content, you can find Trivia Tangents on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, all podcast platforms under Trivia Tangents Podcast. Check out our website at triviatangentspodcast.com to purchase trivia starter packs based on these episodes. Perfect for hosting your very own trivia night.